Bramble is a 5th level Vine Leshy Druid whose entire world of nature is about to be turned upside down, but no one from her homeland chooses to believe it. This little Leshy has decided to take matters in her own hand and go out there looking for an artifact lost to myth at this point. It's not even legend, it's now a myth. The last seed of the first Leshy, which is rumored to be able to bring balance back to nature. Why? I mean, well, empires have already begun to expand. And the mortal empires, with colonialism, etc., have now forced so much of what Scythia also created, including the mortals, off to the perimeters of the world. And that is where Bramble's home is. As such, Bramble's taken matters in their own hands. So this is the story of a little Leshy trying to save a big old world. Where we last left off, this little Leshy was headed towards an area known as Dathclome in order to find something known as the Hidden Codex or something along those lines, so that, or the Hidden Sanctum, so that potentially she might be able to discover this last seed. In order to get there, though, she has to cross through a vast amount of terrain. She's now in the area known as the Zoroili Riders, a place that she's never been to. They are rumored to simply be horsemen and tribal and nomadic people that go around and do their thing. They are neutral to most other countries. The Zoroili Riders are also a coastal nation, and there's really only a couple of people that border them. She's already crossed a river, gone over mountains, encountered owl bear mating rituals, danger in the mountains, and now is coming down into, and then came into ruins. There, she discovered a history by communicating with nature and more. Discovered some of the ancient history of the Zoroili Riders, including one particular hero from their kind, known as Zara, Z-A-R-A. A pendant was buried with Zara, whose bones were still in the earth amongst some ruins. Apparently no one ever found them, but this little Leshy did. And that is where we now pick up. Was that correct?
Yes. So I'd already grabbed the pendant and I told all of the ghosts on the outside. Oh my god, excuse me. I told all the ghosts on the outside that I was going to take the pendant to the living Zoroili Riders.
Yes.
To let them, like, give it back to them because they had been looking for it.
Yes, exactly. So there in the center of the star is a small circular indentation, and it appears as if it once held a gem or some other significant object. You don't have that, but the shape of the indent does suggest that it could have been, let's say, a round stone, perhaps a precious gem, or a symbol of some kind, something that could only, like stick into the middle of it. And the absence of this centerpiece does give the star an incomplete appearance, as if it's waiting for something. Having said that, the star does glow a little bit. You can put it around your neck if you so choose, or you carry it in your hand, or however you want to hold on to it. But the star seems guiding. There is a musical quality to it. You can feel it in your hand, and it lightly vibrates with like the energy of the earth, and you recognize that. As a Leshy, you are tied to the earth. You understand that. You understand that whoever these people are most likely have a connection to the earth, if this star is any indication of it. However, you're still in the ruins. The ghosts of the past have nodded, slowly realizing that their time has come to finally pass on and no longer be a part of this place. Someone else has picked up the mantle of Zarastar.
I think I'm gonna put it on. I think last time I was gonna put it inside of my chest where like all the vines were protecting it.
That's right, yeah. You were gonna find a nice little empty space in between the vines.
Yeah, but I think for added measure I'd like fish out like the line of it and like wrap it around and like
okay.
I feel bonita. So now, so now I need to find the actual writers. And all of the old writers are gone.
They are.
I think I want to get out of the ruins.
I don't need this in my PC, do I? Fuck.
Is that supposed to go in there?
I don't even know. I don't care anymore.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's a memory chip. The PC apparently is working fine, so maybe it doesn't need it.
Okay. We'll find out.
Yeah. It's just a spare parts, folks. Spare parts.
It's like that extra screw in the IKEA furniture.
Yeah, and then 5 years later, so that already happened once. It's happened now twice tonight when I've lost my fucking. Anyhow, so
Jesse said it will work, just not as fast.
and according to Jackal, I just need to buff it out. So yeah, it'll work. I mean, the stream seems okay. I'm getting 6,000.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Things are doing.
I'm like really nervous about it. Okay.
You better hurry up and discover the fucking writers.
I know. Do you mind also? I can't see the preview in Discord.
Oh yes. I am so sorry. There you are.
You're okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. My love.
Also, I can't see Bramble.
Because that's right. Yeah, we need to switch over.
So sorry. Okay, cool. Thank you.
That was abrupt.
I know. That was a wild transition. Okay. So I need to find where the swirly riders are, and they are gone. Hey, Morty, how do you feel about me turning into a tree again and lifting you up and seeing if you could see if there's any like smoke in the distance of campfires or villages?
He looks around and sees that we're still in the mountains and that this is a plateau within the mountains. And he walks around the wall, the stone wall, which contained an alcove where you found the body. It had been well protected from the elements for all this time. He walks around and goes, yeah, I mean, if you want to look me over the wall and take a look, or you can just look behind the wall. It's,
Do you see something? I'm gonna like scurry over and like look around.
Yeah, you look around and you can see that this wall was just blocking this massive view of the steppes that are this royally rider nation.
Oh boy. Okay. Is it heavily populated?
No.
Ooh.
There is an expanse that you see. It goes on for an incredible distance to the horizon that you're able to see. Give me a survival check.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Let me kick up we're missing Foundry.
Yeah, you're good. I'm gonna roll in Hero Lab for now anyways.
That's fine.
21.
Sure. Yeah, you take a look out and you estimate around maybe 2 days journey out, you might be able to reach that very distant settlement. It seems to be a cluster of small objects, indicating most likely a homestead or something along those lines. It's difficult to tell, but one of the most amazing things about this is almost mirroring the sky above, pure blue and fluffy white clouds moving across. You see an almost replica of that down on the earth in the shape of herds of massive beasts that are roaming around. And like swallows in the air, they begin to they move and some stay still. And you can see for miles across these plains. You don't see too many riders or anything. You see one person over there, several miles out, that seems to be running fast. But you can't tell if that's a rider, if that is a beast that is just going in a straight direction. It's difficult to tell.
I want to think the moving shapes and stuff. That's really interesting, I think, to Bramble. I'd like to know if they are manipulating nature or if they understand nature. Like if they're working with Nordaga, or if they're like manipulating it without the consent of nature, if that makes sense.
Well, what are you looking for that might give you that answer?
The shapes on the ground that are like moving almost.
Herds of animals, mainly. You think that some of the faster things are lone riders. You don't see any signs of technology. There's no smoke in the distance. Maybe you need to get closer to be able to see that, but this would be the equivalent of standing in the Rocky Mountains looking out over like some portion of Colorado.
Oh, so it's not the cloud shadows making the shapes?
No, as I said, they are herds of beasts that are moving through and some standing still.
Okay, cool. Then never mind. I think that okay, so well, I was really excited to meet the Zoroli Riders, but now this seems a little scary, so maybe we should be prepared.
What are you talking about?
Well, I feel like they own this area. Like, this is their turf. I don't want to impose. So maybe we just don't like ride in all willy-nilly.
Okay, so we don't declare war. What are you thinking of? I mean, I can take you down there. Chances are they're going to want me dead. I have 8 legs, a long neck, turn people to stone. Probably an enemy of their people. So if anyone's going to frighten them, it's probably going to be me.
Yeah, but I don't want to do it without you. Maybe we can have like a white flag or something.
Do white flags mean anything to them? What does a white flag mean anyway?
That's a good point. I think it means that the laundry's done.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe we should look for a river then, no? Okay.
Yeah, no. I think if you stay here, that might be the best. Or...
What, you're going to go on this journey without me? I mean, if you want...
No, I'm going to come back. I just don't... No, Morty, it's not like that. I don't want them to hurt you like the village did when you accidentally petrified a couple of them.
Well, they tried, I mean, if the kid just gave me the fish in the first place, it wouldn't have been an issue. I just said, hold it out, and then he kind of got in the way of it, like, and kind of like, and then, oh boy, the parents, they didn't like that.
I was not aware of those details until now.
Yeah, no, it's
probably fine. He's probably okay.
It's probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks behind him for a second and sees like a recent pile of poo that he created. Probably in there somewhere.
That's awful.
Hey, the kid was stoned. I mean, what are you gonna do, right? Guys gotta eat.
I don't think they were ready to be empty nesters just yet.
Come on, their kind. They can make tons of them.
I don't actually know their kind. I haven't really. I don't know if you know this, Morty, but I haven't really dealt with a lot of humans at all.
Oh, I thought that. I mean, they're evil, aren't they? All humans are evil.
I mean, I met one that wasn't. I don't know. Does that count?
Like some of your best friends are human? I mean, is that what you're trying to say? What do you?
I don't really have friends except for you. You're my best friend, I think, and Barbara.
Oh, God. All right, fine. I'll be right back. And he slithers down the slope coming down, and you can see some bushes start rustling down at the foot of, the hills. He's like about 200 feet away. And then you start seeing this bush just start making its way up. Morty has some vines strapped under his chin. He's got bush pieces like a little headdress, and he's flanked with all sorts of nature stuff. He looks like a giant moving bush with 8 legs, 8 very reptile-like legs that he couldn't cover. Oh, and a tail and a very long neck that he couldn't get anything on.
Oh, Morty, are you trying to be a Leshy?
I figured, maybe that if you, well, yeah.
Maybe they've never seen a Leshy before. So you could be my great uncle Morty.
Great uncle. All right, kid.
And Barbara is Barbara. And I'm gonna put Barbara on Morty's back. So
Barbara's like grabs it and it's like
and Barbara is our dog. Barbara. Yeah, you're such a good girl. Okay, I think we have a good plan. I don't think they probably haven't ever seen a Leshy before, so it's fine. And I've got harmlessly cute, so this is going to be great.
You've got harmlessly, what, in a bottle? What do you mean you have harmlessly cute?
It's a vibe, Morty.
Oh, well, you say so.
All right, I think we're ready.
All right, niece, let's do this. And he starts moving. You getting on?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It'll probably be much faster. Yes.
All right. You get on. It's such a shitty job I mean, it's all right. It's staying on, but it like moves like.
I'm like holding it in place. Like.
Yeah, and you find yourself with like now you have two walls of like of foliage on either side. It's just these random leaves. Anyway, as you. Shit.
Oh my god. I love
funny.
This is it's easily the most unhinged campaign ever.
It really is. It really is. I'm waiting for smoke to come out of my computer at any moment.
Well, then you'll know where to put the missing piece.
Anyhow, you start. God damn it. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Why would you say? Anyway, you begin moving forward. And the expanse of the steps unfurls before you. The vast majority of what you see is the color tan. There's not many trees, if any at all, at least as far as the eye can see. You've come down out of the mountains and through the foothills by now, already traveling about a half of a day before you finally reach the steps itself. There is a unique smell in this area, a combination of earth and dried grass, kind of like hay. It rises from the earth. It's rather refreshing. You see no marks of any recent campsites, no burnt circles or anything like that. Of course, you're looking out and you can see for as far as the eye can see. So you have a lot to do and a lot to go on. Your survival check, you manage to line things up and you kind of gauge that you may want to head towards that grouping of whatever they are, probably like tents or yurts or buildings or something along those lines. They were quite a ways off, but you were able to see this little tiny black speck that seemed to be oddly shaped and not like any of the moving herds. As you go through, there's a little bit of, at one point, maybe several hours now into your trip, after you're heading towards the evening, you see something on the horizon, and you can see that they have antlers, huge, massive horns that come out. Herd animals. They also have a second set. The first set, most massive, curls back behind them. The second one comes out from underneath and juts forward. They, in a way, look like giant cows with these massive ram-like horns or goat horns, and yet their mouth is much wider than a cow. Their heads are broad, their fur long and shaggy. That seems to fit for the cool nights that you can expect to have on these steppes. These massive beasts easily would be about, at the shoulder, 3 of you tall, about 9 feet.
Oh, wow.
And that doesn't even include their head. or anything else.
Yeah.
How close do you want to get and take it from here? The world is yours.
So I want to kind of study the movement of the herd as I get closer, and as soon as they start to pick up on our scent or whatever, I'm gonna stop and figure out how far am I from that point. Sure.
As you start getting closer, you start picking up on their scent. It's a little bit on the musky side. They definitely have a presence about them, but it's also a calming presence. They don't seem to be really afraid of you. In fact, they hardly pay you any real attention. But they do look at Morty, a couple of them, chew it, come up, looking at Morty, some of their jaws a little bit askew, stopping mid-chew, because there's a nice green plant that seems to be moving towards them.
Oh, goodness.
And they start moving forward, thump, thump, and as they move... You do that?
I'm not food.
Oh, they were talking about Morty. This giant 13, they don't seem to know that. Are you making any noise? Are you trying to be intimidating?
No, I think I am making noise. I think I'm just trying to let them know that it's not a tuft of grass.
How would you tell a cow that you are not a tuft of grass when you look like a tuft of grass?
Exactly like this. Nope, I'm not grass. He's not grass.
It doesn't take too long at all until finally you are surrounded by them. They flanked out and came in just all around. I mean, many of them, the vast majority of them, still grazing everywhere else. But some of them really just mosey up, and you can... and just start chewing on the leaves of Morty's camouflage. Hey, Bramble, what do you... And then you can see lips. They start reaching out and they start pulling at Bramble. You're talking a mouth that is it's as big as your torso. This thing just starts its lips, and then you see the giant square teeth come right for your shoulder.
I'm going to make an impression, so I'm going to say, "Hey, don't do that," and I'm going to use my wild empathy. I think I need to talk for a minute.
You do.
To make an impression. Okay, so we're just
with someone who understands the language.
Nope.
What?
Not wild empathy. I have
wild empathy. Creatures. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Okay. All right. Cool. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, oh. And I'm like smack, give him a little on his.
You see the chat?
No, we're not food. We're not food. I'm not food. I'm gross. And I bite my own arm. And I'm like, oh, ow.
Give me a diplomacy check. It tastes like not yet ripe hops.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still fermenting, and then spores come out. 29, fucking 20. I got a nat 20. I got a nat 20.
So you start doing that, and this giant moo it just is it stops for a second, returns to the foliage. That Morty is. I'm not comfortable with this. I swear to God, they're big. They're full of juicy, stony meat. And I'm gonna fire one off. I'm telling you, I'm gonna fire one off
because it stopped working. Remember?
If they no, I've been practicing. There was a squirrel back there, not there anymore. Might be in that pile, and I'm about to leave. If this guy continues to look, do you see their horns? Yeah, their horns are as long.
You're 8 feet. Push out of the way.
It's I just and he tries moving forward, and a giant shaggy hoof lands in front of him, and he's like, yep, they're not even looking. They don't even care what I am. They're gonna eat that thing, then they're gonna discover that there's a little bit of juicy stuff under that. Maybe they'll stop. I'm looking at their teeth don't look like mine. And he smiles, and all you see is like giant chisel, like stone, like pointy teeth everywhere. And he's like, look at them, those are cud chewers. I've seen them. They taste delicious, and they're gonna they won't even know what they've hit. They're gonna bite me, I'm telling you, and they're gonna think I'm a plant. They already do. Yep.
They're not gonna think. Oh my gosh.
His eyes. You can see it behind the blinders. Right. He's got eyes on like forward facing, and it's like his eyes go a little bit wide. He goes, "Tell me what they're doing with my tail. I didn't put plants in my tail."
I'm gonna climb up and I'm gonna shout down at everybody, move out of the way!
You do that and they go, you pull out a pheasant, move, and just they start, they all turn away and start fanning out. I'm gonna kill them all. I'm telling you,
They're moving out of the way. They're moving out of the way.
Thank God. Hold on, let's go. And he just, and he just starts moving. The steps unfold, and he starts. When an 8-legged lizard, 13 feet long, moves, while it's a little bit like like a crocodile. Their legs are also a little bit longer and a little bit tucked underneath a otherwise bulbous belly. And when he moves, you've never seen him fucking move like this. I forget what the horse is called, but it is an Icelandic horse, and it has a fifth gait that just goes straight across. And that's exactly what you get. There's a couple points there where he like lowers himself to the ground, the legs start going out to the sides, and he's just like an arachnid, yeah. And then he picks it back up, and he's like, and he just starts moving straight across. Nighttime finally comes.
Oh my goodness.
It's going to be time soon to stop and do what you need to do. Sleep, rest, whatever. Morty, who has been running he's been galloping, I guess. What did Basilisk do? Has been going for so long. He needs to rest. He settles in underneath the starlight sky. There's no rocks. There's no outcropping. There's no trees. As far as you can see, it is just horizon. Nothing more. Hey, thank you so much for the sub. Matthew, good to see you back, buddy.
Thanks, Matthew. Hello.
So, buddy, thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Yes, I like Chris. It's kind of like Sleipnir. So, with a horizon everywhere, how do you want to plan for the night?
Do I see any other campfires or anything happening anywhere nearby?
No.
Okay. I was gonna try to mirror what they look like. I didn't want to be disrespectful of their land. I guess I'm going to. Oh, I don't even think I have any wood around because it's all just like kind of tundra-y, right?
It's steppes, yeah. It is grassy. It's kind of like dried grass or really, really rough things. You're in a cooler climate, so you're not going to have grassy plains. Yeah.
Okay. How do we feel about sleeping in the dark under the stars? No light. Are we cool with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'll keep my head on a whatever you call those things. On my neck.
White flag?
Yeah, we already did the laundry.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, I'll think about it while I'm sleeping. Maybe it'll come to me.
Okay. When
so stupid. What a dumb bit. I love it.
I don't know, man. You're doing your own thing here, so it's all good. It's all good. There is at one point just before you know those times when you start dreaming before you feel you have absolutely gone to sleep? The dreams start. Your connection to nature starts feeding it, and you start seeing amazing things. The land itself seems to come alive. Nothing tremendously weird, like all of a sudden things erupt out of the ground. But instead, as you drift off and you look out over the horizon and your head is going in time with Morty's stomach, you know, I'm assuming that you guys are like curled up, and he's totally protective of you as usual.
Yeah.
So this vast expanse of steps completely unfolded before you, and a canvas of golden grass underneath a midnight sky, illuminated now by the two moons and like crescent phases, and a soft luminescence on your look for fire. A soft luminescence piques your curiosity. It's on the horizon. And then it begins to draw closer. And as it gets closer, it widens. And you realize that you are looking at horses. You see a herd of horses, their forms shimmering with an ethereal light, like phantoms born of the moonlight. They are moving with an otherworldly silent grace. Eyes that seem to, when they pass by and they look at you, and one eye on the side looking at you, all of them curling around your presence, all of them watching, seemingly gazing you and measuring you up against some kind of an ancient wisdom. And then they turn, and now no longer regard you, their attention focused on the spectral grass that is moving apart from the real grass under their hooves. You can see through them, these spectral beings, an entire herd of spirit animals.
I think she's like kind of like trying to fall asleep, but like not sure if she's actually dreaming or not. And she's gonna be like, thank you, Zara, for the friends, and kind of be like, roll over and look at them while she kind of tries to doze off, like see if they kind of hang out with her all night.
No, they end up disappearing, and then a horse, material, and someone on its back. These horses are a little bit larger than what you might be used to. Tan in color, a black mane flowing. You see its tail braided evenly, but the end portion of it flying wildly. Its eyes with an ethereal light glowing, the same kind of bluish white that you saw from that spectral herd, but a very physical rider on it. A person with long, straight black hair, covered in what might be skins or something like that. Exceptionally well dressed and very pragmatic. Leaning forward, grabbing onto the mane, no saddle, no reins, flying across, not even paying attention to you. He passed around 75 feet away from you.
Am I dreaming? Morty, wake up.
I've been awake. I'm looking right at him. Those are ghost horses. Not liking it. This is the land of the dead that you brought us to. That's good job, kiddo, niece.
Not the ghost, the actual one.
Oh, there's an actual ghost? He starts looking around.
No, the actual rider.
Oh, he's like looking around, and he's like, you can see him kind of squint behind the blinders, and he's like, I missed it. No, I didn't see that one. I was kind of going with can I turn that to, can I eat those? Probably not.
I don't think you should try.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. But yeah, no. Come on in. All right, go to sleep. I'll make sure no ghosts touch us.
Okay. I'm gonna listen for like the horse to come back.
You do. And the wait for it just puts you to sleep.
Okay.
However, the morning doesn't come. Instead, you feel a tap on you. Kid,
What?
wake up.
What?
Look up.
What?
And you can see that was once a canvas of stars and pinpoints of light and beautiful ribbons somewhere up in the north dancing with immense waves of color. You begin seeing something that looks the same as those horses. Clouds. A slight luminescence to them beginning to form. And then, on the ground, eerie shapes begin to move. Shadows, three-dimensional shadows, underneath all of this, beginning to move, and they don't represent a like a human or an animal or any kind of a humanoid, more like amorphous blobs that seem to rise up out of the ground, not taking on any particular shape. But as the storm above gathers, bioluminescence beginning to shed light down on this, casting these eerie objects down. The air around you begins to crackle, and you can feel electricity begin to rise. And he's like, I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this at all. And you can feel an inexplicable tug on your essence. What are you doing?
Is it trying to like lead me somewhere?
No. It looks like clouds above.
No, the tug on my essence.
Oh, no. It's something about you that it's if someone were to tie a rope to your heart and pull.
Mm-hmm. So, okay.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's just a feeling. It's not necessarily a direction.
That is correct.
Okay. I don't like the feeling of being out here in the open and exposed.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make a run for it to the tents that we were looking at.
Where exactly are we going to go? Do you want to go to those tents in the middle of this?
I mean, either that or dig.
Dig?
Can we dig?
I don't know. This isn't. You start preparing for this, and you can feel like there's no lightning. There's no bright bursts of anything. Instead, there is a swirl, and you find yourself completely solid here in a material, very physical world. And yet, every now and then, as you hold out your hand or you point in the distance, say, Morty, let's go that way, or what have you, you can see your finger slipping away from your body. Ooh. As if your spirit was leaving it. And then it drifts off like small wisps of smoke, but it is not smoke. It's your own essence. It's not leaving you. It's just trailing off of you like hair would in wind. Morty holds up one of his legs and he's like, what is that? What is going on?
I don't know. I've never... I look over back at the cows. Do they look like they're doing the same?
Oh, they that was hours ago. They're gone. They are gone.
Oh. Is there any wildlife, any birds?
Nothing. You see nothing.
Okay. I don't know. This is weird. We should, I feel like we need to go somewhere safe. I don't like being out in the open.
We have no place to go. We have no place to go. All right, hold on. I'll start going towards the tent things. You got to point the way, though.
Is there anything closer? Is there anything?
You, as stated several times, there's nothing. You're looking at horizon everywhere. You are literally out in the open with nothing to head towards. You can go back to the mountains, which is like a day's travel.
Okay, and that's shorter, but still very long than going towards the...
No, you're about like 2/3 of the way there to the other place.
That's where we're going then. We're going to go the other place.
Yeah, well, to the tents.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you start going that way. And then it clears.
What?
Morty slows down. He doesn't know what to make of this. What was that? What was that?
I don't know. I'm like flapping my arms. Is it doing the thing?
You see, it's like there's a wind that was there and not so much now. You can see a and then it stops.
I don't know. I'm still doing the weird thing a little bit, but it's not like it was before. But
And then it stops.
and now it's not doing it at all. I don't know. This is really fucking weird.
I'm not liking this. He continues to move forward in the direction that you pointed. Hopefully, your survival will check out, and then you'll arrive at whatever those tents are. It's early, way early morning hours. The sun hasn't broached the horizon yet, and it feels odd here. While you see steps and no sign of danger, and a beautiful clear night sky above, a dark midnight sky, you're not picking up, there is a sense of storm that just passed. That kind of electricity that's still in the air, but you don't smell the petrichor. You don't feel like any static, like lightning is about to strike. Sometimes the wind would bring in a new scent from a different location, or temperatures would change. None of that, of the physical world, has changed. And then Morty, I think we've arrived.
Oh.
In front of you?
Mm-hmm.
A wall.
How tall?
About 15 feet.
Is it solid?
Seems to be. He comes close and goes, "This wasn't there."
No. I just saw tents and stuff. I didn't see a wall.
No. And we're not there yet. I know where we're going. We're not there yet.
Did this just appear? Like just appear?
I was looking around and boom, there it was. He stops for a second and kind of starts skirting parallel to it. What you see seems to be the grass itself has grown. Under the moonlight, portions of it seem solid, but you can see that there is still a remnant, like a remnant of that wind that was blowing, and some of that grass is moving, and every now and then you can see a ghostly flower swaying in a non-existent wind. As you look at it, you can... a portion of the wall disappears, and you can see a pathway in. It is walled on either side within, and the ghostly petaled flower, blowing, it seems to be blowing in the direction of that path.
Morty.
Yeah, I see it.
I mean...
What do you want me to do?
Well, you're a Leshy now too, so obviously this means we can all go this way, right?
You know, I don't know if them's the rules here. Are the riders just walls? I mean, is that what this is?
I don't think so. I feel like there's I just saw a person like a few hours ago.
Okay.
So
what do you want to do?
I think we should take this route. The flower's telling us to go this way. I think we should go this way.
You begin moving forward, and tentatively he begins to enter the area. It doesn't look comfortable to him. He's really moving carefully. But as you go into this very narrow passage, about his width, 5 feet at most, you get a real up-close view of these walls. They seem to be, once again, made up of that yellow golden grass in the steps, just grown to enormous heights and completely stiff. But you also see a spectral counterpart to each and every single blade, moving every now and then as if wind were blowing it, unfocusing a reality, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
You follow in. And then, in front of you, it's a meadow.
Morty?
You find yourself in a serene meadow filled with more of these ghostly flowers. It feels peaceful. There is safety. You don't feel the need to stay, but you're not picking up. It's just calming. But there is, off to the right-hand side, now that you look, because it wasn't there on your periphery, and now that you look, you can see another wall. And in there, a doorway, or another, like, passageway, excuse me. And in front of it, a large boulder. But you can also see that there's another boulder just to the left of it, a spectral image of it. And beyond that boulder is another passage that is very clearly spectral. It is not physical.
Does it feel, do I feel like the electricness that I felt outside?
In a way, it's not strong. Instead, you kind of feel like that's allowing you to see these things.
Okay. All right. I'm going to hop off Morty's back and step up to one with like my hands on my hips and kind of take a look at it. There is a giant real boulder blocking a very real passage. It seems to be like, hedge mazes? Mm-hmm.
Only about 13 feet tall.
Okay.
And off to the left of that, the projection of a spectral passage through a spectral hedge maze. Like going through a solid wall. But when you look at it, you can see that while the pathway kind of like all blows, like the outlines of the path are all blowing to a spectral wind that you simply don't feel. The path, as it moves against the sturdy grass, punctures the grass. The grass doesn't exist there. You have two paths that you can take, the real one or the spectral one.
Okay. Let me see something really quick. And I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna like stick my finger in the spectral one and see what happens.
Nothing.
Does it feel solid?
The spectral, no. Your finger goes through the spectral.
Okay. And it doesn't like burn on the other side. I pull it back and it's fine.
When I said nothing, I did mean nothing.
Yes. Okay.
I don't mean to be facetious. It's just nothing.
Okay. I know. I'm being very cautious because
I'm with you.
On fire. So she's gonna turn around and be like, "Nothing happened, but that doesn't mean it's not a trap." But I don't think I could fit through here.
With some effort, you'd be able to climb over the rock and go into the real passage. Well, as real as the other one was.
Everything.
What?
Can you chip away at this, Morty? This looks like a nice little feast for you.
How the I eat stone people. I don't eat boulders. There's no meat there for me to. I break it apart. I'm not gonna chew on a rock. I only eat rocks. I mean the rock people that I turned in. Look, it's a complex biological matter. It's just a thing.
Okay, Uncle Morty. Well, I want you to come with me. I don't want you to be left behind. So we have to go through either the empty passageway or find a way to move this rock.
Or we can go over it. It's like 9 feet tall. We can go over it. We can climb it.
I didn't think you'd be able to climb that.
Have you seen these things? And he goes full rear up, like 10 feet tall, and he's like showing you his giant feet. Yeah, I'm huge. That's like it's a pebble.
I'm gonna climb up his back. That's the spirit. Let's climb over this one.
All right, so we're going over the solid thing. We're not going over the ghostly thing, right?
Yeah, I think we're done with ghostly things for a while.
Okay, so he goes over it, and he enters into that area. Hold on, let me get some good. Let's do this. Let's put this here. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's spooky.
Yeah, that's good music. You go in, and you find and it goes straight for about 30 feet, and you find yourself in a peaceful grove with a large ancient tree at its center. The tree seems to hum with an energy not of this world.
Does it sound like I whip out the star and I listen to it? Does it sound the same?
In a way. Yeah.
I'm gonna approach the tree with the star out, see if it gets louder, like in sync or something.
And as you get a little bit closer to it, there is a matching up of it. Originally, it was a little bit out of sync, and then it kind of like it came together as if tuning an instrument was suddenly in the right frequency.
Ooh, what does the star look like when it goes like in tune? Does it change at all?
Not at all. No, nothing changes visually that you're able to see. But you do still note that the tree, the star, you, Morty, the grass, and everything else around you, including the cave opening.
I'm sorry, the cave opening?
Yeah. Morty's looking at it. He goes, that wall and cave opening, that looks like my home. That wasn't there. Yep,
Wait,
if you can't see it out of your periphery, it's just only when you look directly at it. Yeah, I don't like this. Nope. No, I'm seeing things. Nope. Man, we smoked some good stuff last night, didn't we? Had to. It's still in my system.
When you say it looks like your home, Morty, it's
not exactly. No, it's not my home, and that's not my cave. I know what my cave looks like. I've seen it for like 500 years. No, I mean that just is a cave. We were in the middle of plains or whatever you call this kind of thing, and that wasn't there. And neither was this tree and these grass wall things. None of that was around.
I don't think it's like a trap, though. What would be the end goal of this if it was a trap?
I'm not certain I understand. I also know I need some water. I got some. I managed to get some because there was the tree said hail hydrate, so we have to do the thing.
Well, the thing is that we're trying to look for those roily riders.
Yep, and hey, I got a question to ask you. Didn't you tell me one night that you were kind of guided by an animal previously, weren't you?
A stag.
Stags are the ones with horns?
Yeah, but
like that?
It didn't look like.
And he looks back over at the cave, and you can see that the entrance of the cave above it is marked by a pair of ghostly antlers.
Yeah, just like that.
And and Barbara, it like pops out. A little thistle Leshy that she is pops out, like the quills of the thistle kind of go like really standing up, like how hair stands up on our arms. That's what happens to her little thistles. And she's like looking around, it's like like goes back down into your backpack. Yeah, do you wanna go and...
I mean, I wanna err on the side of caution and maybe, or on the side of optimism, and maybe hope that these are like shedded magical stag antlers and not forcibly removed magical stag antlers.
I don't see bloody entrails or pieces of skull on this thing. It's just a pair of antlers floating in the air above a cave opening.
Okay. Hopefully they...
Are there any ghost hunters around here?
Don't
No.
shout that too loud. They might be in the cave.
You know, I didn't think about that.
We're gonna go in the cave.
Oh, we are? All right. Well, fine. All right. And he starts moving towards the cave.
I'll go with them towards... I'm gonna cast light on something. I'm holding I have one of my daggers, the brilliant dagger.
Okay.
Cast light on it.
Yeah. It glows. The light penetrates everything that you see.
Okay.
And you can see the steps around you beyond this spectral cave opening.
Oh. Well, this is useless. This isn't gonna work because I need to know where I'm going. I'm gonna like smother it back in my vines.
You just kind of
yeah.
it just and it disappears. So you end up entering the cave. You find yourself in a incredibly large chamber filled with ghostly stalactites and stalagmites. The entirety of the chamber seems to hum with a resonance that is speaking of comfort.
I can't shake this feeling that there's something like some kind of elemental magic happening, because I had the tree was making the sound of the star, and now the same sound, I'm hearing it in the cave. Do you hear it?
Oh yeah. Oh, I hear it. That is undeniable. That is there. I understand that very well.
Maybe it's like guiding us. I think we should follow it, and then if the sound changes, then maybe not go that way.
As you move around the various stalagmites, and they are massive. The ceiling, in ordinary circumstances, you kind of get a feeling you wouldn't be able to see it. But instead you see these ghostly outlines of everything around you, even ghostly water dripping from the stalactites to form these ghostly spectral stalagmites down at the bottom. And while you concentrate on that, you do not see the steps. Morty even makes a comment. I actually feel like I'm stepping on stone over here. And this is, and he taps his foot down on like a spectral rock, and his foot stops. And then, just for sake of illustration, your dagger, the brilliant dagger, slips, just pops out of the sheath a little bit and sheds just a little bit of light, real light in that area, and his foot goes right through the rock and hits the grass, the real grass under it.
Pick your foot back up. Pick your foot back up. Put it down.
Back on it's back on the rock.
Yeah. Okay.
Alrighty.
Light.
I think it's a little bit worse than that. Hold on. Hop off.
Okay.
Find a pebble, like a real pebble. Like shine your light, and find a real pebble.
Oh. Okay. And I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you do, and amongst the steppe grass, you find a pebble.
Yeah.
All right. No. Turn off the light. Hold on.
Okay.
Damn, I'm smart. Yeah. All right. So check this out. You have the pebble, right?
Yeah.
That's a real pebble that you're holding, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now there's no light in here, right? You see
Right.
that the dagger that you have?
Yeah.
Now look around for a spectral pebble. You find one.
Okay. I found one.
You pick it up and it's like
Ooh.
there's no real feeling to it, but you acknowledge that you have it. It doesn't feel like pressure. It feels like presence. Increased presence of something the size of a pebble in between your 3 fingers, or 2, or or you have it like that. In between your 2 fingers. Yeah, no, I'm looking at you. You're the player, so in between the two, in between your 2 fingers, you can feel a spectral presence. Throw the pebble. Throw the spectral pebble at one of these things. And he's like just pointing around to a stalagmite.
Okay.
Yeah, and it bounces off. Doesn't even make a sound. You see, you go, and it just lands and bump, 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 bump. But there's almost no sound. In fact, it's like a silent grace. If there was sound, it would be.
Okay.
All right, no. Throw the real pebble at the same thing.
Okay.
Pink.
Okay, so the real pebble made noise, and the spectral pebble didn't.
Yeah, just like my foot on the spectral rock. If we only allow ourselves to see this, whatever this is, our bodies react to the physics of it.
Oh, so if there's light cutting through, then that breaks through the
That's
physics.
real light.
And then
That's a real dagger. Yeah, and that is altering our perception. I'm so smart.
You are, because that is a concept bigger than me, I think. So you're saying...
If we don't see the steps, if we don't see the plane, whatever you call this whole area, if we don't see it, we don't follow, we're not affected by it.
Right. So what if we close our eyes? I'm gonna close my eyes.
Okay. He closes his eyes. He's like, I got it. All right. I want to feel the real grass. And he begins to feel the real grass. I want to feel the ghost rock. Yep, and now I feel the ghost rock.
That's so weird.
Well, we saw ghost horses before. You think ghost rocks is bad?
Are we dying?
Oh God, I hope not. And he nope.
Because we couldn't really interact with anybody.
Am I supposed to have a pulse over here? I don't know,
I don't know, is it a spectral pulse or a real pulse?
Ah!
But really, why is it so much more invasive feeling now than it was before? Because before we could just talk to the ghosts and they didn't really affect us.
No. This is... Give me a occultism check.
Ooh, okay. Do, 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 do. 12.
You don't know what the hell is happening here. It is as mysterious as the description so far and everything that you were seeing and experiencing.
Okay, so if real weapons...
Where are you in relation to Morty, by the way?
Right next to him.
And you're looking around, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you look around, and at one point, you look off in Morty's direction, right next to, he's not there. He's like, hey, check this out. And his voice is coming from above you.
What are you doing?
And you see him, all 8 legs, carefully perched on that little rock, and that rock is floating.
What?
Yeah, this is wild. Hold on, wait
How
a
did
second.
that happen?
I don't know. And he kicks off of that, and you can see him like kind of like he like floats up and like wraps his body around one of these spectral stalactites. It's just like he like looks down at you. Don't worry about it. I got the eyes off. This is wild.
I'm gonna jump a little and see if I float. What is gravity like?
What are you expecting it to be?
Oh, so far it's reacted the same as the real world, just a spectral world. But now he's floating around, so.
Okay, so what do you expect it to be?
To float around.
And you start moving and floating.
I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I want to come down. I want to come down. I want to come down.
And you come down.
What?
And you go.
I want to go up. I want to go down. Do you see this?
I'm looking right at it. Tell me this isn't wild. And he just he goes, and he pushes off, and he like turns around a little bit and just starts floating backwards. All 8 of his arms like behind him. He's like, "Yep, loving this." And you see his tail just like swimming through the air, like a serpent moving through water.
Wait.
He like flips over and like turns around and starts coming back towards you.
I want a loaf of acorn bread.
You see a spectral loaf of acorn bread floating in front of you.
I'm gonna grab at it.
You do, but again, it's not tangible. You feel its presence. Mm-hmm. And it feels like the presence of acorn bread.
Yeah, so I'm gonna like guide it to my mouth. Can I eat this? Can I eat this? Can I eat this?
You get the sensation of acorn, the presence of acorn bread in your mouth without there being anything physically there.
Morty, I have the best idea ever.
What?
Okay. I want a...
Whoa! The first ray of sunlight comes over the horizon.
No. I want a magical tree trunk map thing, like the one in Willow Thicket.
And as the sun rises, you can see the last remnants of a tree just beginning to form before it just disappears completely.
Fuck! Morty!
I'm right here. He's like, he's trying to look for spectral rocks. No, we're done.
Is the walls gone, the garden's gone, the trees gone, the
you
cave's
see an
gone?
endless plain of steppe, or you see the endless just off to the horizon, just golden shimmer of grass, just like you saw the day before.
Oh, we're camping here tonight, right? All day? We're camping out all day here, right here?
I don't know. You got a small stream of smoke coming up over there.
And he points off in the northeasterly direction, which is about where you saw the grouping of whatever those things were.
All right, we'll come back to this.
Yeah, I think we can. We might be able to make it there by, well, I mean, we can see smoke. Probably about a half a day or so. We might be able to make it.
Maybe they know how it works.
I mean, that would be good. That would be absolutely good. So,
Okay.
all right,
He like looks beyond towards that thing, like you're looking at him and he's looking beyond, and then he just kind of like lowers his head down to the ground for a second, and he's like,
yep, okay, all right.
What?
Is it gonna be you or me that's gonna say hello to her?
Who? I turn around.
and you see a solitary yurt directly in front of you in an island of that golden grass. But that yurt is of a very spectral presence, and it is very real. But it also has, just like the grass walls, the blowing essence mildly coming off of it. but it losing nothing. Again, just like hair in the breeze. You see ghostly flowers around it, just at the base of the yurt, moving in time with everything else. And an elderly woman stands in the doorway of the yurt, looking at you, eyes aglow with an energy, the same kind of glow that you saw on the real horse the night before. She beckons you in, holding a leather doorway. Well, a spectral leather doorway open.
I think she wants us to go in. Can you fit in that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just suck it in a little bit. I'll be fine.
Well, wait till we actually get there. You don't want to hold your breath the whole time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. He takes one step. Okay. He starts moving in. What you see inside appears to be a collection of belongings that you have never before seen. Small spectral statues, all of them moving as if to act out a repeating scene from time past. And in this you can see the entire story of the Zorley Riders. And that is where we will pick up tomorrow. Next week.
That was a really good place to stop.
So there you go. And so you
That
said
was good.
So I hope you liked it.
Yes, I did. That's so exciting. They're so mysterious.
Not at all what we've been led to believe. We always thought that the Zorley Riders were like, plains people or steppes people, nomadic and tribal, kind of what we would expect with like the indigenous folk of North America. No, this is Evindale. Things get a little bit weird because the empires haven't yet tainted it. So you are now looking at, remember, this is Third Age Evindale. And so you're looking at the first age, which is creation. That went on for a very long time. Then the second age, which was all the Ataltian chaos and God Kings and all that. But all that occurred when magic ripped through this whole place due to the death of a demigod. The third age was about mortals expanding on in the main portion of the continent. Where you are still holds the magic of the second age. And that's what Bramble is fighting to keep. Because that is the nature. Leshy's didn't exist prior to the second age. So...
This is wild. It seems like trying to perceive a four-dimensional concept.
Yeah, like a tesseract.
Exactly. That's exactly what this feels like.
Yeah, it's you begin piecing it together, and but we'll pick up on the details of it next week. But before we go out or anything like that, any of the community in chat want to ask any questions or anything like that? And also, what questions do you have? Like, is there any explanations I could provide that would help to paint a clearer picture of what we're experiencing?
I want to find out in character. I want to ask this woman that we're about to meet. I think she might have a lot of answers. And because there's a whole story of those Zorley Riders that I get to like, it's like a museum. Oh my God, this is like a dream come true for Bramble. But I think that the tree is super mysterious because to me, that's the most four-dimensional concept of this metaphor, rolling off this metaphor, because she had the tree. So she had the tree from the amulet, the Circle of the Verdant Dawn. And then she had what she saw in a vision. And then she had the tree that Avianth was in. And that's like another tree she can totally understand the concept of. Yeah. And now this tree, it's humming. The world is humming. There's a star that's humming with it. And it's like, it's so unusual and mysterious that she's like, am I missing something? Like, that's a tree, right? We're looking at a tree, but why does it not feel like just a tree? Yeah. And imagine, like, I'm kind of curious as a player,
how does your brain interpret you sense the presence of something there, but you don't feel a pressure when against something when you touch it? How do you interpret that?
It reminds me of in my dreams when my fingers they feel fat, like they feel like balloons, but they look normal. So, but it feels like balloons, and that's happened a few times in my dreams. So I felt that same sort of like I can't close my fingers, like I can't. Okay. There's something there.
Okay. That's what it like. Yeah. That's it's an odd thing. If you exerted will, you would be able to completely go through the object. It wouldn't be an issue. And that's kind of you can extrapolate that from your own experience, which is I want to go up, I want to go down, and more to swimming in the air or what have you. So the real question I have for you is, or the last question I have for you is this thing that you experienced actually allowing your body to float?
Oh, that would be terrifying if it wasn't.
I know it would be. Like, what's really going on then?
Yeah. So, because I had a good idea of what I wanted to do next. So it's gonna be fucked up if it's not gonna do what I want it to do.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of weird. But either way, we're gonna find out next week what happens on Branching Out. So sorry for the shortened stream, everyone. If you're just joining us, my computer literally died 27 minutes into the stream, and all the power in the house went out, and then immediately came on. It was like a brownout, or not even a brownout. It was a blackout. It was just a shut off. And I have surge protectors and all sorts of things on this. But the power supply didn't like it, and it died. So I had to rip apart my voice booth, my voiceover booth computer, get the PSU out of that, and pop it in this. So at least we're able to stream, and at least I'm able to do work here. So yeah, I apologize for the delay, but I tried to get things back together as soon as possible.
Yeah. But I like that this game's on Tuesdays.
Yeah, you do like it? Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Then the schedule, the new schedule. There's a new schedule down below, guys. Check it out. We're now streaming 4 times a week on regular basis, and you may see us at other times as well, depending upon the weekend or the day or what have you. So yeah, we would love to have you join us on any of the streams on Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays. If you're interested, the Monday stream that is replacing the original slot for this, that is TTRPG Turnout, framed by or created by Erin over here, which is just nothing more really than a community chat. And as Erin's been saying on Discord and what have you, you guys have known, some of you have known me now for years, and I don't typically do chat. During the pandemic, apparently the extrovert I went completely introvert, and I just nope, I'm not. But with my beloved next to me, it becomes a little bit easier because that one there, I like chatting with you guys. So if you want to hang out with us on Mondays, grab your favorite beverage and some noms. Come on in. We'll be talking about tabletop role-playing games, new systems that I'm creating specifically for the world of Evindale that help explain it, as opposed to just a generic setting. Like, I'll sign off with this one thing. It's been bothering me that Evindale is, for the most part, generic. It's a fantasy world that was created in the 80s and then worked on since. Yeah, it's just a generic high fantasy / dark fantasy world. It also has multiple ages. But what are the defining points of Evindale? And I'm kind of curious what you think separates Evindale from other from other places, like whether it be Tal'Dorei or Forgotten Realms or Greyhawk or what have you. What is it that really separates it from those types of places? I have a couple of answers, and it all has to do with gloom and hope, because in Evindale there's always a glimmer of hope. So I'm trying to develop we're working on a game mechanic that just might allow us to explain that on a character sheet and provide bonuses towards certain types of hopeful or gloomy actions, depending on where you are on that scale. If you give yourself completely over to the world, you become a master of it. And you also become a curmudgeon because you've embraced the darkness. That's the dark side, right? And then you have hope, which is the light side. And that is where real oddness comes, because you're completely bucking the system. So I'm kind of curious to see where that's going to go. And I think that's going to be a defining characteristic of Evindale moving forward. Something that's always been there, but I never allowed myself to tell the story of. So, guys, thank you so much for joining. We are going to go off to bed because this just won't going to go away. I don't like it. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. Anyway.
You want to raid?
What's that? Oh, yeah. Let's raid. And before we do, check us out tomorrow night for Kill City Sinners. I get to play. And this one is the Game Master. So for the next several sessions, then Mike is going to take over after that. But I hope Erin runs it for quite some time. And then, so Kill City Sinners, I actually get to play. I'm going to be happy with that. And then again on Thursday with Seekers of the Fall, starting off at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Every Thursday with Apple Glass and several others, including Raffle Iron Chef, who's also here. And of course, our own beloved Erin, who is in everything, because Erin is just fucking
I invite
awesome.
myself to everything.
Yeah. It's just kind of like, hey, I'm throwing a party. Let me open up at the door and see what the weather's. Erin is standing out the door. Okay,
I'm already here. I brought snacks, and
Sweet.
you look great.
Yeah, yay! Come on in. Anyway, let's find somebody to raid, and then we'll bang out of here. Oh, the Liching Hour is going off. Hold on, let's raid the Liching Hour. If you don't know the Liching Hour, you will in a moment. A game development team, aka Lich and Dredge, or you may see them as Only Flaps. An incredible team that has formed a company called Zotco that has created Viva La Dungeon, an amazing board game that they are now kicking off, and all sorts of things. I don't know what they're doing on stream right now, but if you enjoy good, solid entertainment, and it just keeps you going, and it's colorful as fuck and punk as fuck, you guys are gonna absolutely love it. So
I think it's Viva La Dungeon.
Is it Viva La Dungeon? Awesome.
Tuesday, so I think it is. Yeah.
All right, cool. Go check out Viva. We'll see you guys later. Stay adorable. We are done.
Yay!